Removing a key. The first and most basic operating function of the KeyWatcher is the removal of a key from the cabinet. Once the user has logged into the KeyWatcher system, they will be presented with the main menu. The Remove Key option is the first option to appear on the display, which can be selected by pressing Enter. The users will then enter the key number they wish to remove and press Enter to confirm. They are also able to enter multiple key numbers at a time to a maximum of 20. Once all the keys are selected to be removed are confirmed, press Enter a second time to remove the keys from the system. Returning a key. The second basic function of the KeyWatcher is for a user to return a key to the cabinet. After the user has logged onto the KeyWatcher with their credentials, they will use the number 8 or down arrow key to scroll through the menu until we get to the Return Key option. Press Enter to select this option. Depending on your KeyWatcher settings, there are two options for this process. Option 1. Instant Return will automatically open the KeyWatcher door upon selection without requiring any further information. Option 2. Multi-cabinet return will give the option to select how many keys are being returned so that it can identify the cabinet with the most available slots. If using non-random return, the KeyWatcher will ask the user to enter the number of the key being returned. This is due to the ordered key return feature. The user will be prompted to return the key to the correct slot location, which will also be illuminated. When returning keys to the cabinet, it is important to ensure that the smart key is placed in the correct orientation and pushed firmly into the slot. The system will prompt that the key has been successfully returned to the system via the display, which the user can identify. If the key has been returned to the system and no confirmation has been given by the KeyWatcher, please contact your system administrator. Removing groups. The third basic function of the KeyWatcher is for a user to remove key groups from the cabinet. After logging into the system with their credentials, use the number 8 or down arrow key to scroll down through the menu until we get to Remove Group. Press Enter to select Remove Group option. The user will be required to know the number of the key group they are wanting to remove. Once the group has been selected and confirmed via pressing Enter, the KeyWatcher will release the keys. Depending on group settings, either all keys within the group will release or the next available key in the group. Slot Release. The KeyWatcher system has a slot release function. This may be used when the KeyWatcher is unable to recognise a key located within the slots of the cabinet. A user with administrative access will be required to complete the slot release process. Within the main menu, the user will scroll down and select Utilities, where they will proceed to open the cabinet door through the Release Door Latch option, or using your override key given with the system upon purchase. Once the unrecognisable key has been identified, the user must also identify the slot number. To do this, modules are identified from left to right, with the slot numbers also identifying left to right within the module. With this information, the user will then return to the Utilities tab, where they will then select Release Slot Location and enter the cabinet number followed by the slot number. Once entered, the user will then select Slot Release option. The KeyWatcher door will open and the identified slot highlighting and releasing, therefore allowing the key to be removed by the user. Emergency Release. In the case of an emergency, such as fire, the administrator has the ability to run the emergency release function. The emergency release function will release all keys per cabinet in sequential order. To complete the function, an administrator must use their ID and PIN to log into the system. To trigger the emergency release, the number 9 must be entered as your 5th digit of the PIN during the login process. Then select Login. The user will be prompted to enter the cabinet number they wish to release, and the system will then open the door and release the keys individually. Replacing a smart key. In the event of a damaged or lost smart key, the user can replace the tag, maintaining the same key name and relevant information. A system administrator can log on to the KeyWatcher, scroll down to the main menu, and within the Utilities options, select Replace Existing Key. Please note that the key the administrator is wanting to replace must be removed from the system. Once confirmed, the administrator will enter the key number and press Enter. The administrator should then insert the new smart key into the slot and monitor the status on the display, which will prompt successfully replaced or not. Cancelling alarms. When the KeyWatcher has an error and becomes inoperable, the illuminated display will cycle through date and time along with any alarms that may be present within the system. This allows quick identification of any issues within the KeyWatcher cabinet. Common alarms include KeyWatcher restart, problem key, door left open, and invalid key. These alarms need to be acknowledged and investigated, and although deleted from the KeyWatcher, still remain available within your software. A user with the appropriate access is able to log onto the cabinet and will be prompted upon login to view or cancel these alarms. Once selected, the user will be able to view a list of summarised alarms. This list can be expanded by selecting each alarm, giving the user more details relating to the issue. Once the user has acknowledged and acted upon the alarms, the user can cancel or silence the alarms individually or in bulk. Should you have any difficulties cancelling alarms or issues with repeat alarms, please contact KeyWatcher support. Manual release. In the event of a power outage or system failure, keys can be manually released from the rear of the inner panel door. Using your manual override key, open the cabinet doors and power down the system by disconnecting the battery and mains power. Using a thin, non-conductive tool, for example an insulated screwdriver, insert the tool through the circuit board slot like so from the back of the module. The spring of the solenoid will need to be depressed with the key being removed simultaneously. For some slot locations, the ribbon cable will need to be removed to access the solenoids. Removing the ribbon cable should be done with caution as there are fragile pins where the cables are seated. Restarting your KeyWatcher. In the event of your KeyWatcher needing a restart, please follow these instructions. To power down the system, disconnect one wire from the battery backup in each cabinet. If multiple cabinets are present, we will need to disconnect the wire from each battery in the additional cabinets also. Your KeyWatcher will need to have its power disconnected. Should your KeyWatcher have a visible power socket in the top right or left-hand corner, please switch it off. If not, your KeyWatcher may have a surge protector, which will also have a switch that needs to be turned off. Should neither of these options be available, please disconnect the power supply circuit to the power management board as follows. The battery is now isolated and mains power disconnected. The system is now turned off. This can be verified by making sure none of the red LEDs are illuminated on top of the cabinet. Please leave the system completely disconnected for up to 30 seconds. Powering up. Simply reverse the process by either reconnecting the power supply plug into the power management board or switching the surge protector on, or reconnecting the power source, depending on the process taken to power down the KeyWatcher. To verify that the KeyWatcher is powered back, the red LED should be lit. Should there be any issues, please contact KeyWatcher support.